I'm so sad. Hi, I'm Jaden, and today we're going to be filming the catheter insertion video. So we've checked the order against the MAR. We're ready to go. We're following our general principles and safety practices. I've already identified the patient. I'm going to go in the room. I have all my equipment set up, ready to go. Before I continue, I'm going to move my desk a little closer over, which is actually a freezer because we're limited on supply. And we have this trash bag on the patient's bed. I'm just going to start talking to the patient now, but ready to go. So, hey, Ms. Robinson, could you tell me your name and date of birth? But before we start, can you tell me your name and date of birth, please? Okay, great. And can you tell me if you're allergic to anything, specifically iodine and or latex? No? Okay, good. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cover her with a bath blanket, and I'm going to cover her tootsies too, to make sure they're all warm and stuff. And I'm going to ask her, hey, Miss Jones, did I say Robinson earlier? It's either or. They're interchangeable. She has two last names. And she said that when she was talking to me, you just didn't hear. And do you have any problems with your range of motion in your legs or anything? Are you able to spread them a little bit for me? Great. I'm going to have them prop them up and, get all ready. So, first thing we're going to do, we are going to perform pericare. So we would take out our moist toilets. Actually, first we'd perform hand hygiene. Also, I did provide privacy, and we did go through and follow the 11 rights of drug administration. And now I'm going to apply hand hygiene. I'll go to my gloves as fast as I can because we're losing time. It's always a glove issue. Okay. We don't have our moist towelettes, but we have this little packet of hand sanitizer I'm going to pretend is one. So we're going to take, there's usually 3 wipes. We're going to take one out. We're going to wipe the outside down. Okay. Toss it. Take another one out. We're going to wipe the other outside down, the other side. And we're going to grab the last one and wipe the inside, going like from up down. We want to make sure we don't infect the urethra by any chance. And just how you should wipe. Anyway, so I'm going to take off my gloves. Provide pericare. I'm going to grab my box here and make sure my gloves are within reach. And I'm not going to turn away from the sterile field once I set it up. So I got the box. We've tore it open. I'm going to open it away from us, not touching the inside. We don't want to do that. We're going to grab the outside. So do this. Pull away. Pull away, pull away, and pull away. So, I'm now going to put on my sterile gloves, perform hand hygiene, and then put on my sterile gloves. Okay. I'm going to make sure to stay within this little 1-inch frame here, because if it messes up, we're going to just completely start over, and that is not great. That's okay. That's all right. That doesn't really affect anything, but that's all right. Okay, so now we're going to be able to touch the insides here. So we're going to grab this, put it on as best as we can with these itty-bitty gloves. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You don't really want to let this fall down by any means, because like that. Okay. It just did what I didn't want it to do. That's unfortunate. But that's okay, because we're not breaking sterilization. So we're just going to grab here, try to squeeze the air out of my fingertips, and like wiggle my fingers around till we get to the top here. You can even help it a little bit. Okay, good. I'm going to spread as much as we can. the other part. Pull that down, and we're ready to go. So, now that we are in sterile gloves, we're able to touch the inside of this. So we're going to pick up the sterile field here, and make sure we're shining it side up. If I can grab it. My fingers aren't wanting me to. Like this. Move it closer to Miss Johnson. We're mixing it up now. And we're going to get a little closer to her. So, we would usually have a drape here, but the drape one wasn't big enough for her little private part here, and it kind of just caused a lot of issues. So we're now going to clean her private part with betadine swabs, which I don't think these are betadine swabs. Also, we're going to move this out. That way we have access to both. And that's sterile, so that's okay. That can land wherever it wants to. We're going to take one out. I'm going to go outside. Toss. Outside. Twisting as we go down. Inside. Twisting as we go down. And toss it down. This will go in the trash. Those could have went in the trash over there too, but weren't paying attention. And I'm now going to take out my loop syringe, which I don't have because it's not in the box, and we would squirt it out here, or we could have just took the end off and put the catheter in. So before we get to that, I'm going to take these. We're going to take the stat lock out, set it over here where we can reach. Might as well just take it out of the bag. Throw it away. Also, I would have raised my table to a working level. This is not a working level for me, but it's kind of what I got to do. So I know it's below the waist, but that's just like, you know, it's just a little part. So I'm now going to take the plastic off my catheter, making sure not to break sterile, and throw this in the trash. And we're going to attach our saline to this little bit on the end of this catheter here. On the, oh, well, I guess I could fill it up first. Prime it. Cool. And we are going to attach it here. It's not wanting to attach, but that's okay. And we are going to loop the first 2 to 3 inches of the catheter here. With my non-dominant hand, I'm going to part the labia and insert the catheter once we find the urethra. It's really hard to do, actually. This hand's no longer sterile, so I can't use this hand for anything else in the sterile field. We're going to insert, twist, in a downward motion. We're going to get as far as it in there as we possibly can. Right there. And we are now going to inflate the balloon. And nope, not do that. We're going to pop it off. So this is done with. So now that we have that catheter is inserted, we're going to tug on it a little bit to make sure it doesn't come out. We're good. Maybe. Just and I can now break sterile field. So breaking sterile field. Hand hygiene. New gloves. We are now going to clean the inner thigh with this package, the skin protectant pad, to make sure the adhesive from the stat lock doesn't like hurt the patient. We would now kind of unfold it like a unfold it like this, like a band-aid. Place it down and very carefully place this here and lock it. And I'm going to make sure this is out. Now, I don't think there's a place to name and date here, so what we're going to do, we're going to hang the bag lower than the bladder itself, and if we can, we're going to name, room, date, and that's it. So now we are going to, also whenever I would have injected the tubing here, if she was like not asleep or conscious or something, I would ask her to take a deep breath to, like, you know, open the labia a little bit more whenever I go. And in order for us to know that the catheter is working, we would like to see urine in, like going in. And if that's not the case, like to know that we're not in, we would have an assistant, like maybe a CNA of some sort, just push on the abdomen a little bit to get the urine running. And yeah, we would ask if there's any irritation or discomfort. If there isn't, we're good. We're going to report, record, document, clean up our mess, and thank you. We're good to go.